Conclusions. King was correct when stating that black political leaders are surrogates for white power. The destruction of black leadership is the most damaging crisis affecting the community. Nothing beneficial will develop from the unholy alliance between African American leaders and white liberals until this one-sided love affair is severed. Black leadership is dead. King's philosophy of confrontation with the oligarchs was responsible for the meager gains black Americans made in the 1960s. Authentic black leadership was destroyed by white liberals and replaced by manufactured leaders. These corporate-appointed representatives are disconnected from the community and serve at the behest of their political handlers. The uncritical support for the Democratic Party platform and fragile leaders like Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden have placed the black community in a highly vulnerable position. The people lack direction because they cannot elect leaders representing their interests. The African American community is not permitted to choose individuals who are best to express their concerns, but are forced to accept the weak candidates forced on them. African Americans are in trouble. Their political handlers have stripped them of their authority to make positive changes in the community. Killing of unarmed African Americans by white police officers is a clear sign that the community is under a systematic military style of attack. Why hasn't the Democratic Party leadership made solving this issue a priority? Where are Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden when it counts? Lack of political leadership has a devastating effect on the growth and development of the black community. The oligarchs took control of black leadership immediately after King's death and began financing the political campaigns of those who would represent their interests. Black leaders could no longer represent their constituents after taking money from the white liberals who lack ethical values. Black politicians have no measurable impact on changing the dismal predictions facing the community. Their best strategy is to adopt the political philosophy of King, centered upon nonviolent, militant, direct confrontation with the system of white supremacy. Otherwise, the black community will sink further into a state of powerlessness until they become an ever-growing threat to the state's national security. Then, police killings and other acts of white vigilantism will intensify. It does not have to be that way. African Americans can honor their ancestors and re-engage their natural enemies. Millions have been destroyed by following the advice of their powerless surrogate politicians. We can remain in a perpetual state of fear and experience something far less than life. Or we can develop the courage to confront the individuals and forces warring against our humanity. Either way, we must move beyond merely surviving and develop the courage to live life to its fullness. In his classic book, 1984, Orwell reminds us that each person must decide on the quality of life they want to experience. But if the objective is to stay human, what difference does it ultimately make? I choose to stay human.